Everybody, we're going to be at December 16th, 2024. I'm Connor with Honor. We're going to talk about the overall Santa Clarita Valley update, and then I'm going to focus back down into Valencia so you can get some ideas what's happening with the numbers. Now, currently in Valencia, or all across Santa Clarita Valley, I should say, 494 active real estate listings. You can find all of those at santaclaritaopenhouses.com, priced anywhere between $160,000 and $5.1 million. Median price in this regard is $829,990. Average price per square foot, $451.53. Now, this is what's happening with regard to sales. We're seeing that average days on market is 68 days, and the median days is 55. And this is suggesting that homes that are competitively priced are definitely moving faster. We know that we're getting into holidays, and here we are, just past mid-December. We're watching as real estate buyers are still active, but they're being a little bit more cautious. One of the things that's floating around out there is people wanting to wait until next year. The issue is there's going to be higher competition on both ends, as there always is as we get into the springtime because of the school situation. Most people moving, a majority, have school-age kids, and that's why they're looking for those proper schools. And then we also get a large influx of people from San Fernando Valley and Los Angeles into Santa Clarita Valley because they're in most cases, well, in a lot of cases, they're paying for private schools. As they get into Santa Clarita Valley, they don't need to pay for private schools because our schools, a lot of them are blue ribbon in nature anyway, so that's not necessary. Let's break down Valencia now. Currently, out of those 494 active listings, 123 currently are active in Valencia, California. Breaking that down into single-family residences, 50, condominiums, 48, and then townhomes, 25. When you're looking at the condominium and townhomes, one of the things that I suggest is make sure, besides the price, you look at how much the homeowners association dues are. There are some out here that exceed $500 a month. 500, yes, you heard me correctly. Now, what do you get for that? That's going to depend on where the property is located, what offerings you're going to get. It's not like the West End or these fancy hotels and even the large mega condominium and townhome complexes in those high rises downtown. You're not going to get a door person. You're probably not going to get catered lunch in the morning or catered breakfast or a concierge system, but there are going to be certain amenities you might get. You need to see, though, if the value is there with regard to the homeowners association. I'll tell you one more thing. If you're a condo buyer or a townhome buyer and you're using FHA or VA financing, Federal Housing Administration loan, which is about 3.5% down payment, a lot less than a 20% down conventional product, or if you're going to be using a veterans administration loan, meaning you're a veteran, then I would also make sure that you check, and if you're my client, we'll check and find out if these complexes that you happen to be interested in for condos and townhomes are actually approved for those loan types. It is not the case that they all work for those. They have to be approved. So knowing that, median price in Valencia, California, $950,000. Average price per square foot in Valencia, $470. Median days on market, 45. Now, in my book, Chapter 2, I talk a lot about location and neighborhood assessments. And in Valencia, we have the paseos. There's pools and parks depending on the homeowners association. That's something that they add value with. And of course, there's some properties in Valencia that have very low HOA fees, and you get a lot for that money, $55, $65 a month versus $400 or $500, where you're not really seeing where the money's going. But these are more established neighborhoods in Valencia, the Summits, and maybe Old Orchard, Valencia 1, Valencia Hills. They're going to carry that really low HOA. They were very market savvy and smart with the way that they have handled their money over the years, plus they've been established for a very long time. A lot of the newer communities, you're going to be paying a higher HOA at the beginning, and as lots sell, and as far as new construction goes, when they start to sell and they start to become more populated, then the homeowners association comes down a little bit, everybody paying equally. One of the things to check before buying into these associations, finding out how much they're actually going to increase, what that limit looks like, so you're not getting into an area where all of a sudden next year you're facing a $200 or $300 increase in the homeowners association. association. And finally, in my book, I do talk about home inspections, how important they are. I'm going to be doing a revision to the How to Buy and Sell Santa Clarita Real Estate book here in the next coming months. It's going to include a page that has some of the best home inspection services on the planet located therein, so you'll be able to call on that, plus great plumbers, great handy people, great electricians, those sorts of things that really help homeowners actually get repairs and things done to their property. And in some cases, you might not need a general contractor to get particular work done, and it's going to depend on what type of work, the scope of that labor, and then also what I give a rundown with when I'm investigating, too much cop. When I'm looking at, as far as to get them ready for sale, I'm looking at competition figures. Then I'm looking at making sure that whatever investment you put into the property to bring it up to date, to change something out, you're going to get better than dollar for dollar return on that initial investment to get that property into escrow. And that's going to be a big difference between these companies online that say we're going to sell your house easy, and you've seen those commercials. It's not that I'm not easy. It's just I do a lot more investigations besides trying to undercut your property 20 or 30% so I can then turn it around and flip it and make more money on the other end. It's not any more inconvenient to be able to sell your property at fair market value and reap as much of that profit as possible. And for you buyers out there looking for an agent, understand that Assembly Bill 2992 was actually approved, and that's going to be part of the 2025 rules, where if you're purchasing a house, you're going to be having to sign a contract to be able to look at residential real estate with an agent. Most of these contracts are going to come from the California Association of Realtors, but in some cases, some brokerages are going to come up with their own document. A few things to know. 90 days is the maximum relationship established by the contract. On that contract, it's going to include who pays what. Are you going to be paying your agent, or is the agent going to get those monies from the seller, or is it going to be split? But there is going to be a maximum number on there. Understand that number could impact your ability to have your offer accepted depending on what your agent is asking for. If they're asking for everything to make their payments for the next year, more than likely the seller's going to look at that number and probably reject your offer. Something to consider is what your agent's asking. So you need to find out what value there is, and then also the types of properties you're looking at. That's going to be also specified. If you want to hire that agent and you're going to have them show you everything residential, great, that's fine. But if you think that maybe this agent is better versed with only golf course homes or homes with oceanfront views, well, that might be another selection you can make on the document. Just read through it. It'll make sense. But at the end of the day, if your agent isn't going to be compensated by the seller, then that's going to be your fee, and make sure that you have the wherewithal to be able to do that and understand why that value's there. There's something in real estate called dual agency. That's when a buyer goes and works with the seller's agent. It's outlawed in some states and also Canada. So that's something to consider, because it is completely lawful here in California to hire that same agent, but the agent knows your bottom line, the agent knows the seller's bottom line, and some sellers don't like that. Some sellers like to have their own agent on their side 100% of the deal, and don't like it when those agents bring those buyers to their properties, because apparently they're a bit more savvy. That is something to consider going in. My dad used to always say, get your own, get the one that's on your side 100% before embarking into any type of business venture. I'm Connor with Honor. Thank you so much for watching. SantaClaritaOpenHouses.com. You'll see the book. You can get it on Amazon. Let me know when you're ready. This has been your Valencia Real Estate Update. We'll be back tomorrow with Stevenson Ranch. Be well, everybody. Talk to you soon.